He roams the earth in search of cold beer, good tunes, free bud, and the occasional afternoon lap dance. Street urchins cry his name, and this is his story. These are the Thrashman Chronicles.
Welcome back to the Thrashman Chronicles. Johnny Thrash here for Volume 1, Chapter 13. For the trifecta, Brandon and Tyson back in the Thrash Cave. Man. The first
it's like a bad horse
three-peat. The first three-peat is here. It's here. Now, Brandon and Tyson, they both play in a band here in Wichita Falls called The Kept, and we got to get up to speed. Now, only the second. Well, you've been on the podcast before, but at the time there was music being written, and we were still kind of trying to figure out what was going on. Now, you know, The Kept has established a bit of a foothold here in Wichita Falls, and hopefully we'll break out into the region before too much longer. So let's see let's see what's going on. First of all, we are dudes that all agree that you're not in a band unless you're writing and you're creating music and you're putting out albums. What's the status of the first EP, the first full length? What do y'all got planned?
I bet it's going to be an EP. EPs are really the way to go. We're talking about doing a split with Big Fine too, maybe if they'll do it.
Mm-hmm. 2 songs, 3 songs, something like that.
Yeah, maybe a song each because their songs are long.
Well, 3 for us and 1 for them.
Yeah.
Right. Well, nothing's changed that way, right?
Yeah.
Metal, rock, whatever.
Ours is still really, we're kind of to the point.
I have no problem with that. Yeah. And this is a guy that worships Metallica, early Metallica, but I love that too. Meshuggah. Yeah, you can go off on a riff forever. Hell, I'm cool with that, man.
Maybe our longest stuff we've done in this band. We've got 1 or 2 songs that are 6 minutes, man.
Something like that.
A lot of it's.
We'll let the doom hang out sometimes.
Sometimes we do.
Yeah,
man. We just wrote some new stuff. Brandon will talk about butt sex, and it's good. That's
okay.
Good.
So what's up with the butt sex?
Okay, Brandon,
can we expect a butt sex EP? Come on, man, just lay it out.
I don't know
if
it's actually going to be a butt sex concept record so much as an ode
you abominators
to Milady's hind end. You know what I mean? It's
booty. Oh yeah, okay, I see.
You know what I mean?
You're going for mass appeal. We're going to get the rap audience in this too here.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
I like big.
How can you not? How can you lie?
Worship at the altar of the booty.
Yes.
Yeah, you know.
Altar is a good word.
It's
an altar. An altar.
It is a comfortable spot.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm really feeling that lately.
We've been writing some new stuff and maybe some new covers too. And
some new covers. I like the idea of putting together a few different EPs and not really. I kind of feel like now, especially with with how ADD a lot of people are about their music listening, I really feel like a band probably has, and I may get shit for this, but I feel like a band has no business writing a full-length record unless people want them to.
I think unless you're a big band, I would rather a band that I love put out a full length. To be perfectly honest with you, but on the flip side of that,
you would want them to.
I get what down. Yeah, I mean, I
can always, you can always put them together in a year.
So you're saying,
and then release like a full length, but it's all those EPs put together.
Yeah.
Well, so you're saying if you don't think anybody wants you to, just put out an EP.
Yeah, just don't.
If there's a low demand.
I mean, because the thing is, you're either way.
You're talking about up and coming bands. Let's go ahead and we're talking about
I'm not talking about
bands.
signed groups. Because if you sign a record deal, somebody wants you to put out a full length record. Yeah. I'm saying that. If you're just,
but even some of them are DIY.
Especially if you're having to self-finance it and self-release it on every level.
Yeah.
An EP just makes more sense. And you don't find yourself bogged down in the studio as long as you need to be to record a full length, because that's a big deal, man.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people realize how big a deal that is.
I don't want to bore anybody either.
Oh no!
Well, I hope you don't plan on boring them ever, Brandon.
Especially,
that's the idea is to write quality tunes. What are you doing? You're defeating the band before you even get started.
No, man.
What have we learned working together?
It's like
not much.
We're still,
obviously,
we're still trying to figure out our sound, and I think we've got. I'd say we're about 90% figured out on where we're gonna be and what we're gonna do. but we're still trying to figure that out. So EPs just make more sense.
Absolutely. No, I'm not disagreeing. I heard that statement,
John
and
wants
I
us to put out a full length.
No, I heard that. Dude, you are so fucked. I heard that, and I went, unless you're a band. You did not say unless you're a local band or an unsigned band. You said unless you're a band. And that's immediately I went, well, I don't want a fucking Metallica EP. I don't want a Mastodon EP. That's what I went to immediately. Like, that you didn't specify.
I'd take a
You said if you're a band.
I would take a Mastodon EP. I love EPs, man.
But would you rather have a full length?
Man, some of my favorite releases that I've ever had from bands like AFI. And
Maybe, yeah.
They're
not at all. I can't think of it. I can't
man.
think of a single instance.
It's so focused.
I can't think of a single instance.
Wow.
Nope, not at all. Wow.
That's because you're being really stubborn right now.
No, I just can't think of a single instance of where I liked an EP better than a full length. I'm trying to think back through great albums I've owned or EPs I've owned.
Harm's Way. Man,
I don't know. What's that?
Man.
Who's that?
It's a hardcore band, man. They got an EP called Blinded. It's the shit.
Okay. Suffocation.
Suffocation, man.
Yeah, Despise the Sun.
Which
was supposed to be a full length, but they broke up halfway through it. That one turned out pretty cool.
Baddest shit they ever did, probably.
It could have been.
Pretty close.
It could have been. Yeah, I wouldn't.
My shirt that I'm wearing right now, Terminal Spirit Disease, was pretty much an EP just with some live stuff at the end of it.
They have a place, man. Even for sound bands, I think they have a place.
Black Flag.
Especially if you're wanting to switch directions a little bit. I think it's a nice bridge.
You know, I mean,
to let people in
when I hear EP, automatically to me it goes back to the Garage Days EP. That was the first EP I think I ever owned, and it was all it was all covers. I had it on cassette. You know, and it was cool. It was a very cool one. But you know, I'm not going to put Garage Days nearly on the level of any of their first four albums or even the first. 5 albums.
Garage Days is good too, man. But man, yeah, you're right.
I'm not saying we should.
But that's a covers album too.
Yeah.
No. But this all goes back to a misunderstanding, Brandon. You did not specify.
I should have specified.
You did not specify a local band. You're stupid unless you don't put out a. Okay, well, wait, what? That was my reaction to it, and now we know. Because honestly, I agree with you. If I were in all of our local bands, we never did we did, I guess, a full length with Tomorrow's Catastrophe, but
we did one approaching
we did a full length with Beneath too, and it was miserable.
But yeah, Beneath's full length was
miserable. It started off so great, and then it became just a slog through an endless process of stuff.
And y'all paid a lot for that too. It was recorded at
in retrospect, not as much as other bands have.
Really,
full lengths.
Oh God, yeah.
But
they can get out of hand pretty quick. But it's just a time and effort thing. And sometimes I like to, as a songwriter, I like to capture kind of the freshness of where we're at a moment, and then get out the door, then move on, and don't keep doing the same things over and over.
I've got to move my mic so I can look at you,
and we can all.
You don't have to look at me, man. You know what I look like.
We can all hear it. So shows. What we got coming up here? Wichita Falls,
August 22nd at the Iron Horse. Eric Chandler from Bowling for Soup, and It Hurts to Be Dead. I think we'll probably open that show. It'll be good, man.
Yeah,
be good. Slow down Paranoid again. Be all right.
Paranoid.
The big birthday bash happening in September.
There's a big birthday bash. It's going to be the biggest metal show in Wichita Falls. Every year, we're not going to be on it. It falls very close to my daughter's birthday. Within 2 days of my daughter's birthday.
Did we get asked?
So we could have done it if we wanted. I could have asked her. You know, she doesn't ask you. You kind of just send her a message going, "Hey, we want to do that."
Okay, cool.
So I mean, like, if Rowan all of a sudden had a different birthday, I'm sure we could do it. We did it once as Crusher, and it was cool, but it really put a kink in like family stuff of when we're gonna have birthday parties.
Honestly, I have a niece whose birthday is that weekend always too. So
but no, I go to that show. It's rad. Last year, I got just blitzed and just sat in Lucy Park like an idiot.
I remember that.
To A Threat to the Enemy. Just got hammered. I don't know. I couldn't find my way out of Lucy Park. Like it took a little bit, but man, it was worth it, dude. Dead Rising was there. They were good. They're going to be there again this year. It's going to be rad. It's going to be rad to go. As a playing thing, especially early in the day and all the logistics it takes to play a show. I mean, it was always a little rough, but I don't know. Maybe
when you have that many bands in one place anytime, I mean.
Yeah, but no, it's awesome. Go. It's free.
Do
it's
not
awesome.
cuss.
Yeah, at the park,
Don't
do it.
cuss.
Oh yeah.
The cops,
My
the
bad.
cops came.
There will instantly be
yeah.
a police presence.
Well, I
involved.
mean, and it's like one of those things. I look up and go, "Oh yeah, this is a public park. I'm
For a
not in a
split
bar
second.
in Lawton." But
that
Like,
was
John,
always the way with
we're on
Crusher.
the show. What do you mean
though.
we can't cuss?
It was man, with Crusher, that was always how it was. I mean, like laws would be broken, and it was
Yeah.
always a little bit wilder than I think it was scheduled to be.
yeah,
That's like a good way to put
It's
it.
just
or
the
not.
way it happens, man.
Just the way it happened. It was just always a little bit different.
gotta get your rock and rolls out every
Gotta
now
get
and
it out
then,
every
man.
now and then, man.
Get your rock and rolls out, yes.
Steven Tyler used to say that. I always thought that was a cool.
Just rolls out.
Yeah.
Gotta get your rock and
It's always
rolls out.
cool,
I was hoping that was what we were going to keep up with the Cap. It was just going to be a lot wilder than you thought it was going to be going to see a
Yes.
band in Wichita Falls. It was just going to be all of a sudden. It was just going to be you were going to be a different place when we started playing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well,
That's a really good way to
what
describe
we were
it,
going
yeah.
for. We're just all of a sudden it didn't matter where you were. You were going to maybe want to stage dive or something. Just show your
Stage
tits.
dive.
You know?
there's a well, hey, that's always a great benefit.
Get it out there. Just get it out there.
That's awesome.
I
Man.
wonder how Danny at the Iron Horse would feel about stage diving.
I don't know. I
Oh,
would
no,
I would
well,
love
I
to
think-
be the band that could find out about that, like a very civil stage dive, like you know, like a very polite, like
Watch me fall.
Oh,
very
hey guys,
polite,
I'm
slow
Catch
motion
me.
stage
here.
dive.
Let's have
You
some
know,
people hold me up.
Let's maybe just stand on some tables and see how that goes first. It's like a Canadian protest. What? When do we want it? Whenever it's convenient for you.
Oh, don't worry about it. We'll get to it later.
We'd like to get just a little bit,
Just a little bit out of hand. Just a
Okay.
little bit out of hand. Nah.
Hey, you over
No,
there?
man,
You're
you
not
got-
drunk
man,
enough yet.
Man, he had Honky come play, and I thought people were gonna like die. Like, I thought people were just gonna be naked and fucking each other on the tables
Right
or whatever,
there.
and it was just, it was still cool.
Yeah.
People were just drunk and thinking about fucking each other. I guess that's all.
I guess so. I guess, yeah. That, you know, bars and beers and all that good stuff. Sometimes it just leads to some good old fashioned fucking. You know, I mean, so a lot of times it just leads to
Since
you
the
being
dawn of
passed,
time.
sometimes it leads to being passed out your damn ride too. I just want
Sometimes
to
it
go
does.
home. I'm sick.
Hang on, I'm gonna vomit.
Oh my God, yeah. Our sexiness, we may think it's at an all-time high when you're at that point, but it is so fucking embarrassing.
We're not.
Oh, I'm far from it. Drunken to asshole. It's fun though, man.
Keep that shit to
Hey,
yourself.
but weed smokers on assholes though. Are they? Are
Weed
they?
smokers?
Not in Oregon.
Not at all, man. Oregon, man, it's legal now. Celebrated Wednesday, man. Right there, they were counting down to the stroke of midnight. Weed is now legal in Oregon. It is spreading like
Man,
wildfire.
they were giving shit away,
Texas is
too.
gonna fall down like
That's
a domino.
the best. That's why
like
I said
a domino.
it. And it just keeps getting better and better for them. Like you said, they're giving it away for free. And here's why they're giving it away for free. Because there's no one there to sell it yet. So what they're going to do, they're going to gather. Let's see, what's the day? Let's see, coming up. This is a podcast, so I guess I need to not pretend like it's live. But they're gonna they gathered this last Tuesday at 11:30, and all adults with IDs that were over 21,
Yeah.
they gave them seeds and shit.
Seeds to grow, right?
And then
You gotta grow that stuff.
And then on Friday the 3rd, they're doing an event called Weed the People. That's awesome. Weed the People.
Weed the people.
Now, check
that
it out.
almost to me
Weeding
though.
out, like
I
weeding.
get a vibe
Yeah.
of like being pulled out of the dirt. Like
Yeah.
you're getting weeded.
Yeah, being weeded.
Unloved
Yeah,
and
you're
weeded
being
out.
sorted.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just me, man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But they pay $40 for advanced tickets to get in there. Now, if you go into this thing, they'll allow sharing and sampling up to 7 grams per attendee. That's a lot more than $40 worth of weed. Not that I am knowledgeable of that sort of thing.
No.
But yeah, you can get a 7
Heard from,
grams.
like a friend.
Yeah. 7 grams per attendee to legally use on the premises or to take home for later use. So, yeah, the news is, holy shit, things just are getting better and better for Oregon. What are we going to do, man?
Yeah, put a burn on it.
When's it coming here?
Alaska too, right?
Yeah. There's just, it's moving a little slower.
But you still can't...
Slower for whatever reason.
You still can't take it from Oregon to even Washington, though, right?
Yeah, isn't that odd? And I think that falls back to the fact that federally it's not legal yet.
Yeah,
okay, so
I think
not
if
like
the
an
Fed
interstate trade
legalized
agreement.
Absolutely. I would guess not. I would guess not.
Yeah.
I would think if it were legal on a federal level, which I don't know if it's going to, you would think if it were going to happen, it would happen at this point in time with this administration. You know, and maybe on if we continue on with the left in charge, there's a better chance of it. But I don't know if we'll see it legally. To me, it's one of those things I go back to as a Texas resident. You know, it's like, you know, Governor Abbott came out and said, well, it's not going to be legal recreationally as long as I'm governor.
Yeah. Even
though he did sign off on, you know, we're moving towards medicinal, which is a big step forward for Texas. But it's like, you know, man. This is a democracy. Let the people decide that. If the people in this country decide, don't sit there and say, "Hey, I'm the governor as long as I'm here." And I understand he's pandering to people too, but it's like
he sure is.
You can't just say that. That should not be left up to a legislature, or one single person in an executive position like that. It needs to be left to the people. What do the people want? And that's how it's been in these other states. And they're all, well, what do you know? That's what the people want. And then a lot of your conservatives are seeing, wow, we're making some pretty good money off this. It helps the economy.
It seems to be a fiscally responsible decision to make for your state, man.
Yeah.
Holy shit, really? Yeah. Okay, so...
You can't have a business without customers, dude.
Dude, and we allow... alcohol and I'm a drinker. We're all drinkers. Well, where's the hypocrisy? You know, it's like, wait a second. This isn't cocaine. And hey, apparently the Pope is wanting to get a cocaine high.
He's doing it.
You know, is that not the craziest story you've ever heard? He's moving it forward, man.
He really is.
You know, he actually. He told them it was Bolivia. Let me see here. There's the story right there. Okay, he's going to Bolivia. He's going to visit there on July the 8th, and the Pope specifically requested that he chew cocoa leaves. Now, that's the raw ingredient for cocaine, and it produces that same effect. In fact, those cocoa leaves were classified as a narcotic under the 1961 UN Convention on Narcotic Drugs. So this produces a similar effect.
Yeah.
And it's they're still licensed in Bolivia, and they're used traditionally to combat altitude sickness and the quote unquote catch all other ailments. So if you feel bad, chew on a cocoa leaf.
When in Rome, do as the Romans do.
That's exactly right. You know, so he's going to chew on some cocoa leaves. I mean, the Pope, though, honestly, he anticipates not feeling well when he gets there. Okay, it's strictly medicinal.
Sure,
he does not.
Hey man,
this is not recreational.
A man of a certain age, he knows when he's not going to feel well.
When I read this story, when you sent us the story, I posted it on Facebook.
The picture I did
for my favorite, Catholic.
Thar.
For my favorite Catholic guy to
Thar's
comment
a good dude,
on.
man.
And he is.
You know, he gave it 2 thumbs up because he said it made his meth habit seem way better.
I know. Okay, well, if the Pope's down with chewing on some coca leaves, I don't feel so bad about blowing all of our money on meth.
If the Army commander gives it A+, it shall be.
Army High Command.
He's pretty much like the Catholic standard for me amongst the bunch. It's just like whatever.
I mean,
he's the good Catholic. He's the good
I would
Catholic.
take Brian Thar as a good standard.
Catholic.
I would take him as a pretty good litmus test for whatever.
Anytime that I need to bounce reference off any sort of Catholicism, he's the guy I go to.
He's got it. He's good Catholic.
He better be anyway.
Right? He's leading you wrong.
You don't even have to ask
he sure stands behind it enough. Fucking better be.
That's awesome. Jeff's up there with him.
Jeff is pretty devout, man.
Yeah. Yeah. He's pretty. He gets mad if you.
He gets nervous
no
about
upside
the
down cross logos on the kept merchandise.
Yeah. We had some.
Even though that's St. Peter's cross.
Even though.
Well, that was an angle that Nick did use.
That was. It is.
Dude,
it is a Christian symbol they use in Eastern Europe.
Nick made a logo.
It was legit.
It is. It was
legit.
He put the kept in an upside down cross, so it looks like a maze inside an upside down cross. It's rad.
It was pretty rad.
Jeff, it's rad.
Nope. And that's Jeff's exact words. Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, but Jeff's mom's gonna have to see that. And she doesn't know about Europe, man.
She doesn't know about Europe.
I know, and it's a whole. It's like, man, that is a Christian symbol. I mean,
that ain't the logic Atlantic City wants to hear.
There's pictures, you can find them online of the Pope is I don't know if it's a throne or whatever he sits in there, but
totes.
The Pope throne.
It's carved into the back of it.
Yeah.
It's a sign of humility because Peter was the first Pope, and he was crucified. Upside down because he said he wasn't worthy of being crucified in the same manner, and it's become, I think, by misguided people, you go, that's really a Christian symbol. I mean, the pentagram is obviously not, but it's one of those. But two, I think the Wiccans.
We didn't have a pentagram.
Did it actually?
Yeah, it was the Wiccan thing, man. But it's right set up with the Wiccans.
What's that?
It's right set up with the Wiccans. The star head's not pointing down.
Oh, okay, I got you. Okay, I just knew there was a similar one that they used and whatnot.
I think they probably use both.
Both.
I think they probably do, depending on what you want to do.
Oh yeah,
what the goal is, where you're getting the energy from, where you're sending it to.
Yeah. So Pope, man. Pope likes to party though, dude.
Pope likes to party.
This Pope here though, man,
dude, he said some cool stuff.
He just seems like a good man.
He has said
I like
some cool
him, man.
stuff.
I like him a lot more than I like that last one. I'll tell you that. That last one looked like the Red Skull from Captain America,
scary.
Dude.
And it should not be that way.
No, he was a real divisive dude too, man. And
all that shit went on underneath him. I mean, here we go.
But this guy though, he's telling people
just wanted
to
to look
trouble.
at him and
he's
throw
telling
a
people
shield.
to question things and to really not just be cool with the way things are just because they are. You know, and that's cool. I like that.
Reminds me of Martin Luther, but we're not going to get off on that.
Okay. Okay.
No, but that's a pretty funny story though. When he said picture of the Pope, he's
like, hey, here's me and the nuns.
we're down. I'm cool. Ethnically.
I'm cool, guy. We're cool.
I know, it's awesome. He's like, I like to party. That was such a perfect picture to put along with the Pope's gonna do coke. It's like, and you go and you click on it's total clickbait. It's like, well, we want to point out that he's actually not intended to hoover up a line of pure cocaine, but
somebody ought to make a meme with him and Dr. Roxo. It just ought to happen.
I do cocaine.
Oh man. I think there are just enough people that are too scared to do that.
Dude,
there will be some.
Brandon,
there will be
you should do that.
Yeah,
it's easy to do, man.
It just ought to happen.
Dr. Roxo,
partying with the Pope.
Dr. Pope.
I'm not going to take the chance. You go ahead, B.
Dr. Popeso. Dr. Popeso.
Giving Dr. Roxo them bread.
I'll do what you want.
He's skiing down. There's a mound of cocoa leaves. Just jump in the middle of them. Just throw it.
Like Charlie Brown.
All these cocoa leaves.
Just
I'm
keep
party.
Just keep them in your mouth.
Yeah, possibly the craziest story.
Get your spit working, baby. It gets good.
That or the California one, man. That was.
Well, the girl that. Well, how about her?
That's like the best headline in the last 20 years, man.
Woman, and here is the exact headline. Here's the exact headline from LA Now. Woman gives birth, fights off bees, starts wildfire in Northern California.
Hey, a rebel.
Like, I'm just imagining this trail of destruction, you know?
Who is the dad?
It's just like, you don't understand.
You know what I mean?
I know. Her name, Amber Pangborn, she decided to take an unfamiliar shortcut to get where she was at. For going from where she was to her parents' house. She ended up getting lost. And I mean,
hey, John, you're from Vernon.
Mm-hmm.
When was the last time you decided to take an unfamiliar shortcut?
I'm not above that, actually. But, I mean, I guess we do.
An unfamiliar shortcut.
You ever went the back way?
This ought to be the way.
No. Have, you know what? No. Seriously. You ever taken the back way home from anywhere?
Sure.
You have? You think you might know the
But
way?
not in the goddamn woods.
Well, maybe she thought she knew where she was going, Brandon. We've all taken the back roads. We just haven't all got turned around.
What I'm wondering is who was the dad that decided to like set this one out?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know because you never hear about this.
Like God, Amber's crazy as hell.
She sounds like a lioness kind of lady, man. She might have just like taken it from him.
Man, she lived on like apple slices. She gave birth in the back of that car.
Is there a quote in there like the bees wanted the placenta? Or something?
They did. Yeah, I mean,
she said with a chuckle.
And well, it probably smelled good to him. But yeah, man, I mean, she gave birth back there. She's fighting off bees. And then she decides, well, I'm going to start a fire, and hopefully someone sees me. Yeah. But it's dry as shit there. They're in the same state that we in Texas were the last few years. They're at that pinnacle now, like we were about a year ago.
Yeah.
They're at the point going, okay, is it going to rain ever again, or is this going to become desert? Yeah. And then they're probably going to be like this, and then like us, and in 3 weeks, drought's gone, lakes are 100%. You're flooding and you're fucked. But hey. Over,
tragedy.
So yeah, she lit that fire, and it got to raging, and that's when they found her. But old Amber, man, she's obviously a pretty tough old gal.
For real.
I mean,
for real. Like, what did she cut the cord with?
Oh God, right?
I used to work.
Did she bite it? Like, what did she do?
I used to work at a hospital in Warwick, Oklahoma, and there was a 16-year-old girl that gave birth in the back of her car one night. She just dropped the baby off at the hospital like it wasn't a big deal. Just dropped it off and went about her business, man. Tough.
Oh,
tough. And again, who's the dad that just sat that one out?
Did he just set it out?
And
that's what I mean. Did he just set it out? It was. I mean, I don't know. This sounds like a pretty bad lady. You know what I mean? Like,
this was not like some lioness protecting her cub or anything like that. This is just, she just didn't want anybody to know what had happened, and she was real scared. And then the next thing you know, you're in the back of the car in the field at night giving birth, and then in the morning you drop it off at the hospital.
Amazing what fear.
Yeah.
Fear. My
surprise.
God. Nobody noticed.
Fear will do
You're
it,
getting
man.
a belly on you.
Yeah. How'd you lose all that weight?
No, and it's gone. Well, she's just a teenage girl. Sometimes
I thought she was getting pretty
and then they lose it. It's just what happens sometimes. Yeah.
Well, Amber, you lost a lot of weight when you're up in the pine trees.
Oh boy, she did. My God.
But that wasn't her first kid though either.
Was it not?
No, she'd been there and
educated.
And I guess after
it's
like
her kid, man.
After a couple of hey, we're all dads and we're all have 2 kids each. The second one, it happens pretty fast.
Then the second one is a life changer. It's a life changer. I imagine that third one.
I would say the first one was the biggest life changer for me. I had a little more, It's kind of like, okay, I know what to
it does
expect.
get more real though.
The second one is like the addition and reinforcement that you're a parent now. It's like you can't just get a babysitter and shove this under the rug. You're a parent.
Yeah. Oh no, I can't fill their bowl up.
Yeah.
And leave. Like the cat. That for me was after the first one. I mean, it was like a light switch went off on me. I was the most.
Oh no, that first one is anytime that somebody's told forcibly that they can no longer do exactly what they want to do at any given moment.
Oh man,
I mean it's bad.
And I was 30,
wall up to the ego,
34.
Yeah,
and had been doing whatever I wanted to all those years.
Entrenched in ways.
Yeah, dude, that one for me it was just like bam. It was like a light switch went off.
For real.
And I was so careless. I was the dude that took my paycheck to the liquor store because they only kept 1%. So, cashed my paycheck there. I didn't care. We have a house to live in. Everything's good to go. Yeah. All of a sudden, John Michael comes along, and we're down and sitting at the bank with him in the little baby seat. We're like, okay, we need to open a checking and a savings, and now the next thing I know, I have our budget in spreadsheets, our bills on a calendar,
real life.
And it's just
you want to teach some classes on that, man. Like,
and it's like, okay,
some people don't get that far.
Some people
man.
never
some
do
people
it. Dude. They just don't do it. You know,
I had to, man. I didn't. He's got to be taken care. They got to be taken care.
They
of.
got to be taken care
They
of.
got to come first, man.
Not everybody feels that way, man.
Dude. As long as I got a little bit of beer,
it's a bad world.
A good woman here. I'm happy. I don't have to have all this vinyl, all the CDs. I don't have to have the streaming services.
But it's
and stuff,
nice to have it.
Great to have.
Yeah.
But as long as they have what they have, as long as they have what they have, I'm fine. I don't have to have the newest, baddest, most up to date technological advances. It's great to have them.
It is great to have them.
But as long as they're taken care of for, and you give me a little bit of beer, and I got my family here, I'm a pretty happy dude, because it's amazing how many times I'm sitting out on the deck at night, just on the deck in quiet silence, drinking a beer and just
chilling.
God, this air, this air feels good, and it's just like, man, that's actually not a bad thing. And once, I think once the kids came along, it was just like, okay, let's just make sure that they got everything they want. I don't want to spoil them to death, but I want them to have more than I had anyway. And
you always do.
I think that's a naturally reaction. I've never heard a parent say anything other than that. I don't that I can recall. Everybody always like, I want them to be so much more comfortable to me. The crazy thing with me is, we grew up fairly poor, and I, to this day, cannot stand Kool-Aid, and I can tolerate tea.
I love tea,
That
man.
is all we ever had. I'm the one Texan you meet that just doesn't really like tea, because that's all I drank for 18 years.
Wow.
That's all we ever had in our home was tea or Kool-Aid. There were no Dr. Peppers or Cokes or anything like that. My friends all drank them. My friends had them.
Yeah.
But we had Kool-Aid or tea. And to this day, I can't hardly drink either of them. And I have, when there's always, and I know I don't ever drink them. I drink a Dr. Pepper like a week, but there's always a 12-pack in there. So the kids want one or whatever, when John Michael's eat, you want a Dr. Pepper, you can, but I just cannot hardly drink tea or Kool-Aid. I just can't stand them anymore, because I drank so much growing up. It's like ramen noodles. I'll eat them, and they make me sick to my stomach because I ate so many as a young bachelor.
But sometimes I still do it anyway.
I do. They are in the cupboard right now, but I pay for it. It's crazy. They really upset. Seriously, it's like you eat them, it's like, oh, that was not such a good idea.
Like 3 minutes after you eat them.
Oh my God! Right? What is in that?
Now
shit?
you're late. Now you're late to work.
Yeah, it's like, damn. Them some bitches ran right through me. Damned old ramen, man.
You kid yourself. I'm putting broccoli in there. It's okay.
Dude, no, I know, right? Or I'll try to make it. All like that, but with like
healthy.
some fucking hot dogs.
It's
or something.
healthy. I'm adding some protein.
Hot dogs. I know, it's like, what am I? Some cheese.
Your entire digestive tract very quickly is going.
Oh, it's like, this is the worst shit you could have possibly given me. Ain't it funny, though, man, how,
dude.
my perception of junk food as a child is so much more different now as an adult. I thought junk food were candy bars. I didn't realize McDonald's was junk food. Taco Bell is junk food.
Yeah, for real.
I got older and figured that out.
Yep.
You're not... Yeah, you could say Lay's potato chips are junk food, but really, those are pretty natural. There are 3 ingredients. Cooking oil, vegetable oil, potatoes, and salt.
That's it.
3 ingredients. Typically, now, Tyson is a little more of the, he'll know more of the paleo diet and the all-natural diet, but typically what I understand...
We're talking about what is and what ain't junk food.
If you keep it under 5 ingredients, that's what you want to look for by going all-natural, correct?
You want to keep it under 5 ingredients, but it's also important what the 5 ingredients are, man. You can't...
Well...
You got to stay away from sugar more so. They're talking now, you got to stay away from sugar more so than anything else. Cheap carbohydrates, cheap fat. You stay away from sugar a lot more.
Yeah, we really do consume a lot more sugar than our
I think your liver doesn't know what to do with that.
And the thing is, you consume, and this goes back to human interference. There's sugar you don't know that's in there.
It's in everything.
This is in that Taco Bell.
Yeah,
this is
in your tortilla.
Yeah, exactly.
It's in your bread.
Exactly.
You know, in a lot of cases, they use it to counteract any kind of bitterness that could ever go into anything.
Right.
So it's in everything.
Right. Oh man, yeah. Any kind of processed food.
You got to look at. Like if you go to the grocery store, you need to shop at the periphery.
Just stay on the outside and you're fine.
Store.
Absolutely.
Stay on the outside of it and you're okay.
Yep.
If you go into the inside aisles, that's where
all processed, yeah.
If something doesn't perish, it doesn't perish because it has fake stuff added to it.
Oh, just preservatives.
Fake stuff
man.
jacks with you. Fake stuff bleeds into every part of your digestive system.
Why does it taste so good, though?
Because sweet is supposed to be your reward.
Sweet and salty.
Your body.
I like salty as much as I like sweet.
Your body recommended the sweetness was originally to encounter fruit. Like your body was supposed to go, oh shit, you did awesome. You found blueberries. So like it programmed the sweet thing, and you're just supposed to get that out of fructose. Not out of sugar is like thousands of times more sweet than that is. So your brain gets attached to that, and your brain thinks of sweet as a reward mechanism. So you're happy, you're very satisfied when you encounter something sweet, and you feel very rewarded. And you're supposed to feel that way about fruit.
There you go.
That's just what happens, man.
Everything you've ever thought was fucked.
If
you enjoy
eating a lot of fruit,
hey,
the thing is though, if you start eating a lot of fruit and just give it a chance, it becomes really sweet to you. It becomes really, really, really sweet.
You have to also limit the other really, really sweet shit that you're eating and start.
Oh, true that. If you're still eating brownies, your fruit will never taste sweet.
No, I mean, yeah, you gotta really cut it.
If you're drinking a Diet Dr. Pepper and you take a bite of something and that makes that Diet Dr. Pepper turn bitter, whatever you had, you need to stop eating immediately.
For real. But it's so.
You probably shouldn't be drinking a Diet Dr. Pepper. I learned that over the years.
It's so beautiful.
And I lost weight drinking those, but man,
it's a good step down, man.
I would,
step down from like regular Dr. Pepper.
I'd rather drink a regular Dr. Pepper with real sugar, to be honest with you.
Yeah, hell yeah,
I would.
But you give yourself long enough, and your tastes change. So it's not like you have to suffer for years.
No, it just takes a couple of days of eating like fruit, and then all of a sudden you're like, hey, this apple is really, really good.
The thing is, I just rarely eat sweets at all because I drink beer.
Yeah, I quit doing all that.
Yeah, I drink beer.
You drink beer, you're getting enough sugar anyway.
Yeah, and I just know that my diet isn't the best. I'm going to eat processed lunch meat and stuff like that. So there's not times I go grab candy bars. I drink like 1 or 2 Dr. Peppers a week on the weekends. And like I said, I try to stick to, I would rather drink the ones that have the real sugar. Yeah. We buy those.
You always want to, and man, they're showing now that real butter isn't nearly as harmful as like margarine.
That's all we've had for the last 2 years.
Stuff like that, because it's just plastic after a certain point.
No, we keep sticks of real butter in our house, and we have real butter. We've kept real butter in our house.
Lived a long time, man.
That's right, and they fried everything in that shit.
Everything.
You gotta, as long as it's real, it's probably your body can probably know what to do with it.
I agree. I made that switch.
Stuff that your body has a lot of problems with.
That's right. Yeah. That was one of the we just kind of started looking into that sort of thing, dealing with foods that had less human interference.
Yeah,
just
human interference. Yeah,
antibiotics.
Yes. Oh, dude, those
bad
chickens.
Growth practices like feeding chickens.
Oh man, making their breasts so big,
succulent.
God, they taste good.
But
big old breasts.
You go to Sam's or something, and you open up a package of chicken breasts, and that chicken breast is as big as that real chicken that you saw.
My God. We raised chickens when I was a kid.
Yeah. They didn't have tits like that. Man.
Deck of card size, maybe 2 deck of card size, but not like.
Dude, no kidding. Yeah.
We've started. Stormy and I started going almost pretty much half vegan, and it's been pretty good so far. It's been pretty good.
Vegan, half vegan.
Yeah, you just you don't beat yourself up about it, but like I'd say breakfast and lunch we usually just go vegan, and then suppers whatever. Sometimes suppers vegan, and I feel a lot better.
Really?
Yeah, poop a lot better. But,
well, I'm glad to know that.
your farts become a loud spectacle, but they don't stink as bad.
Oh my god!
So it's just humor, it's just comedy.
Well, that's awesome.
In any given conversation, eventually Tyson Arnold will talk about his poop.
It's important, dude. I think if you have something that everybody does at least once a day, you should be able to talk about it in whatever context, because otherwise you're just hiding from yourself.
You're lying to yourself, man.
Poop is a really good gauge of how you're doing as a person. I mean, it's your poop, dude. If you're pooping bad, you're gonna feel bad. I mean, that's just the way it goes. Like if you go drink a bunch of Miller High Life, you're gonna poop these big like pancake looking motherfuckers in the morning. And you're gonna feel bad.
Never mind.
You're gonna feel bad.
You're gonna feel real bad.
You're gonna feel bad, buddy. And that stacks up. The older you get, the more that stacks up.
This is coming from the 33-year-old talking to a 42-year-old. But okay, 34 now.
It don't feel like 23, does it?
I feel pretty good, actually,
we can
to be
agree
honest
on
with
that. It does not feel like 23.
Yeah, but I feel pretty good, man.
No, I feel great. And,
honestly, I don't feel like...
Honestly, the more people that you meet that are your age and you look at them and you go, how many of you have the energy to work out? How many of you have the energy to just do what you need to do? I mean, you can't compare yourself to the norm because the norm sucks. The norm sucks bad. You got to look above that. You got to look above it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I always, I guess for me, it's more of just going, what can't I do now that I could then, and that's not. I'm not.
I still can't drink for 3 days straight. I can't do that.
Oh, I never did that.
I can't do that anymore.
I never did that. I was never. That would
I
have. That would
did
have
for a while.
Really? Like you not sleeping?
When Stormy and I got together when I was 26, man, we would rage for days and then just kind of recover after
Y'all
that.
didn't sleep?
Well, you sleep, but like
still wake up drunk.
And then do it again?
And then do it again. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't do that very often.
I can't do that anymore, man.
Yeah. No, you know what?
Concerts during the weekdays. Like, how bad do I really want to travel?
But yeah, hangovers definitely get worse as you get older. That's one thing for sure. For sure. They last longer.
If I get a real bad one, man, it takes like 2 days before I feel normal now. If I get a real bad one.
Yeah.
I'm about like that too. But honestly, as much as I like to party and stuff,
yeah,
I don't get that tore up that often.
I don't anymore either, man.
That's a I love to drink beer. I can drink the shit out of some beer.
And I still will. The other night we went to that Iron Horse Southern Tier.
That's when it happens to me.
That was like 9-point beer, dude, and we didn't eat dinner.
That
was spinning.
Right there
Room was spinning.
Our worst fights, me and Jordan, ever had, are those drunk fights. We didn't eat. And we went somewhere like that. And
there's like a line.
Yep.
As a couple, there's a line you cross where like we're gonna have sex or we're gonna fight.
Or we're gonna fight.
And usually, if you don't have dinner, you just end up fighting and regretting it terribly the next day. But it's it's like 9-point beer, dude.
I know, and it makes and that right there, you've got this tension. Yep. Along with the pain. It's like, not only do I feel like I could die
it's no
any
coincidence
moment.
that dinner is connected to fucking.
Yeah,
right. There's no coincidence.
Right. No doubt, dude. Yeah, I mean, I love to go out and party like that. Love going to the bars and stuff. But you're going to pay for it. And the older you get, the more shots you do and all this and that. I mean, dude, it's just, you got to pay the price.
Well, I think, for a lot of people, it's either you get older and you calm down, or you get older and it's kind of like you never stopped. So
so
you either have to get to a point where you're either not having hangovers at all ever because you're just
so used to it.
You're such a trooper.
Woo. Boy, that's rough.
Your liver's dead.
Yeah, so you kind of two paths diverge.
Yeah. I hear
you got to choose.
And I'll tell you what, man. And here we go back to that marijuana argument. I mean. I
ever had a weed hangover?
Never.
Hell no.
They don't exist. And it's like when you talk about all the liquor and stuff, that I love liquor too. But if I'm going to keep a bottle around this house during the week, I'm going to hurt a little the next day. because I'm going to go back to it. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm just kind of the guy that just, oh, hell, I'll do another shot. It's not going to hurt. Next day I'm going, oh, God, I'm going to die.
At this point, I like a beer while I'm playing video games just because I like the way a beer tastes.
Yeah.
But I don't.
And if I smoked weed, I would love that during a video game.
Whenever I've been hammered on my own, it's always been like an accident.
Well, no, you know what? Unless I have
Like somebody
How
was
did this
gonna,
happen?
like somebody
right.
was gonna come pick me up, but they were late.
Yeah.
So like
Not
by
like
the time
a- yeah.
they get there, I'm fucked
Yeah,
up.
you thought we were going to do something.
Like I'm
you're
drawing
you're
or
a
just, like,
total social
I
drinker.
have this fantasy of Zach Wilde like just slamming beers while he practices pentatonic scales.
Yeah,
You know? So I'll bust out my guitar and I'll just start drinking, and then like 3 hours pass, and I'm like, fuck.
Where are these?
Where
people?
is my brother?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they're ringing at your doorbell, and you're like, I can't drive anywhere, dude. I'm fucked.
It's too late.
It happens.
It's too late.
Too late.
Well,
I've been drawing skulls and shit. And playing fucking
Well, it's
scales,
funny. It's
skulls and
funny.
shit.
It's funny though because you said the fantasy about Zach Wilde
He
drinking
doesn't
and
drink
practicing.
at all
Not
anymore.
anymore. Not since those.
Now he got a blood
those,
clot, man.
Yeah, he had all in
He
his
hates
legs.
his life too. He
Yeah.
hates that shit.
Yes, he
hates
does.
it. He was talking to Jose on XM, and he
Uh-huh.
was like, "I would drink every day if I still could."
Dude,
And Jose was like, "Man, don't you like being sober?" And he's like, "It's bullshit."
okay, two things about
That's the guy I've been waiting for. Okay, that's all I need to hear.
two things about
bullshit.
that. Like, I saw a fucking
Stay
Dean-
wasted.
I
Stay
saw a
useless.
Dean Martin quote that said, "I feel bad for people who don't drink because you wake up in the morning and that's as good as you're going to feel the whole day." and
I need a silver lining like that
yeah.
to justify
Two,
it.
Shane Embry from Napalm Death
Uh-huh.
keeps a picture of a pint in his wallet
Yeah.
so he can stare fondly at the memories he used to have. So yeah, he would be totally with Zach.
So he's totally clean.
Yeah,
I did not
And I think
know
it's
that
health
Shane.
stuff. It's
It's
health,
health
shit,
issues,
man.
man. You can't drink that hard forever, dude.
Oh, man, I know. Lemmy. But
Lemmy.
even that.
Lemmy's a mutant. Dude.
Yeah, but
Keith
you know,
Richards.
But now,
Lemmy,
yeah,
Keith Richards.
yeah,
Lemmy,
yeah.
there's some of the
man.
mutant gold that developed to the cream of the crop that
Yeah.
can do that forever.
Lemmy's almost
you can't-
70, and it's just now caught up
And
to him.
yeah, just now he's 70. Like, I feel like people look at guys like that though, and they go, "That could be me."
I could do that.
When in
No,
reality, no,
no.
that guy's a mutant.
Yeah,
You don't have the genetic structure that guy does.
Ozzy should have been
can't
dead
do
20
it.
years ago.
Yeah.
They can just do that. In fact, I remember reading where that scientists were wanting to study Ozzy. They go, how did you do that all those years? And
Dude,
you
pulled a whole beer bottle from your throat.
Ozzy doesn't know how he did it.
No, Ozzy. And Ozzy, the beauty of Ozzy is he could care less. He's just gonna do it. It's like it's like Keith Richards or Lemmy. They're just gonna do it, man.
It doesn't get more zen than that.
Yeah,
man.
no,
It's
they're
just-
not
that's
gonna
just
worry
what he ought to
about
be
it.
doing,
They're
so he's
just
going to
gonna
do
do
it.
I wake up, I smoke a joint, I go get some coffee. I'm Ozzy. I'm Ozzy.
Mm.
You do what you do. I'll do what I do.
Sing your order.
Yeah.
Could have died.
But I
Spray painted our bodies gold. In the bath, we could have died.
Oh, man.
Lead-based paint.
Hey, speaking of spraying your body gold,
Speaking of
did
that.
y'all read about the guy that tried to gold plate his junk, the gangster
Oh,
in,
bad idea.
in California?
Bad. No,
a
that sounds
crown
like
for a
terrible
king.
idea.
That's a thing. They've had multiple
Gold
injuries.
plate your
They
junk?
gold plate their dick. They put it in some dill.
Hey, dude.
Man,
let him.
dude, hey.
Yeah, right.
Let him.
Man,
Dude, died
I
from
used
that
to.
shit.
Hey, if you could
How do
put
you
it,
die from that?
dude,
It gets
no,
in your-
you
it
fucking
gets in your
idiots.
fucking veins,
Hey,
dude.
back in the '60s, man, they had these people called plaster casters.
Yeah.
I know what you're
was
talking
thinking
about.
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
Jimi Hendrix
gee,
and shit.
yeah.
Kiss
man,
wrote a
hey,
song about it. It's called
hey,
Plaster Caster.
Yeah, dude, you could put your junk in a cool plaster,
But then
and
you got
not-
to take it out.
and not hurt
Yeah,
yourself
and it makes the
at all.
Yeah.
And you can take it out, and then you can cast it in whatever metal you want, and it's fine. You got, dude. Hey, listen, man. When I was in sculpture class, we used to melt bronze. Right? Have you ever been close to molten metal? Any of y'all ever been close to molten metal?
No, huh?
You can get a sunburn from being close to. It's that hot. You can get a sunburn from being close to molten metal for like 5 seconds, man.
Yeah.
There ain't no way I'd put my dick in that.
Oh my God!
Ain't no way. And if you are gonna put your
At
dick
what
in that,
point
you
was that a good?
you fucking deserve what you get.
Oh my
man.
God!
Well, okay, there was a Mythbusters episode, though, right? Where if you coat your skin in water, you can dip it into molten metal.
No.
Listen.
Okay.
It can't just be at where it melts, though. It has to be like even hotter. It has to be like 800 degrees. And if you have it that hot, the water will not be able to escape.
I'm talking about 3,000.
No. Well, you get that hot, and I don't
3,000 degrees, man.
Yeah, 3,000. Yeah,
You coat all the impurities off of it at 3,000 degrees.
You stick your dick in that.
Yeah, no, like it breaks concrete when you pour it on concrete because it sucks all the water immediately out of the concrete and cracks it.
Yeah,
I got some of that on my head one time. Like just a drop, it had hit the concrete. It had hit the concrete and bounced up, and it went over my welding mask and hit me right in the top of my head, burned through my hair. And I dropped everything and ran. It hurt, man. It hurt bad. And that wasn't even the pure stuff. That was after it had hit the concrete and bounced. Because the water, and it instantly sucked up the water from the concrete and it just fucking rejected it. Like, that stuff is insanely hot. Just bronze. I don't know
what would gold have to be, though?
Gold wouldn't have to be quite as hot. But it would still have to be pretty fucking hot to be molten. Like to be worth the fuck molten, not like sludgy molten, but like straight up liquid. It has to be pretty fucking hot, man.
I mean,
so are these guys actually sticking their dicks in?
Sticking their dick in hot gold.
They're not like covering.
They covered it. They coat it with something like a spray, and then they put it in there.
Like,
that's what I'm wondering. Like
when all you would have to do is mix up a fucking bag of plaster and put it over your dick, and then pour the gold,
and then stick that in the molten gold.
And pour the molten gold in that, and then you're fine, and you have a perfect representation.
That's an extra
of your
step,
veiny cock.
That's an extra step.
Without it being golden. Well, you just missed the point, Tyson. Come on.
But
I wanted a golden cock on my body.
But it's fucking gold.
If they want it on
you
their
can
body.
put it back on your body because it's gonna be
That's
hollow.
terrible, man. Oh,
Woo,
you know,
you get what you get.
But you know,
you throw a fit like we're saying daycare.
Hey, I know.
You get what you
That's an awesome. Those things you learn as an adult. I never heard that as a kid. But
honestly, though,
you know what?
If somebody poured molten
like
gold
that.
on my dick, I'd probably throw a fit too.
Oh my God! Well, you know, speaking of molten metal and whatnot, you know, the Terminator, the second Terminator, he could melt himself.
I've been waiting for you
into the little pool and whatnot, and could change himself. We're gonna get a new one. It looks pretty cool anyway.
Yeah, it looks awesome. I've seen so many ads for that, and it looks rad.
But I don't, you know. But we've been waiting for this take over the machines. I mean, come on, the generations like us, you know, we grew up with that first Terminator. Sooner or later, the robots are going to take over, and the takeover has started in Germany at a Volkswagen plant. 21-year-old contractor.
I wondered how you were going to bring this in.
He was installing a robot together with one of his coworkers when he was struck in the chest by the robot, and it pressed him against a metal plate, and he later died from those injuries, and they can't find anything wrong with that damn thing. It just attacked him.
He was inside the safety cage, man. Yeah. He was inside.
There's precautions for a reason, man. Yeah, I mean, seriously, do you... I don't know that he went in there and like diddled that robot or whatever. You know?
Do you think before he died he heard the breakdown to that fucking Lamb of God song?
This is what you work for. This is what you become.
No.
Well, you know.
I don't think he heard anything, man. I think he just hit him.
Yeah, and it was it just happened fast. But yeah, like you said, you got to be beyond those.
I don't know if he heard that.
Those safety cages, man, dude. And even in some of those instances, you got to be careful because some of those safety, you can't just trust even that.
No, wasn't he installing the robot?
Let's see, what were they? They were installing it together. Yeah, he and another one. So I mean,
somebody's got to be in the safety cage at some point.
You have to do that.
You got to put it in.
How can you not? And so yeah, they said they're they can't find any technical defects within it. It's just crazy how he's just putting it together and all of a sudden, bam, it just got him. But I mean, like you were saying, somebody has to be inside the safety cage at that point. But man, it's just, you read the first thing when I read that headline, I'm like, oh, here we go.
Sometimes you wonder if like robotics people just hated humanity enough to where they were going to build that robot to do something that somebody could
just like, that's it, I can do it.
That's it.
Like, I'm going to make
just the pure misanthropic
they can do better.
Oh yeah. The person that keys your car, but he's got ability.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
the person
man.
that just wants chaos. Ah, fuck
Yeah.
you. I'm going to hurt somebody.
I'm gonna hurt everybody.
Just
I
smart
know.
enough to make trouble.
I know. Oh, God.
I read that headline and I just went and listened to fucking New American Gospel.
That's a great album.
He talks about a lot of that, man. He talks about a lot of that experience of actual humanity being replaced, and there's consequences, man.
It's going to happen, man.
You go into Carl's Jr. like
It's
the one
already
under the
has.
overpass.
Yeah.
I mean, you're ordering to a robot now.
I
man.
know.
And that robot doesn't care about you. I mean, supposedly they care if you want onions on your hamburger, but they don't care about you.
Let me
But
tell
it
you
doesn't.
what.
But it couldn't
If
tell
you
you
have
what
a
an
heart
onion tastes like.
if you have a heart attack in line, they're not going to perform CPR on you.
No shit.
Hell no.
They're not going to know anything.
You know, they're not. They're just going to sit there and go, "Did you want onions with that?"
Hey, yeah, and and I saw the video. It's probably been a year or so, maybe now, of the guy at the Chick-fil-A here in town come out behind. A guy walked up there and he was choking. Dude runs out from behind the counter and saved his life, man.
Yeah.
Man,
A robot's
I
not
saw
going to do that.
a Chick-fil-A advertisement the other day, and I'm sure this wasn't official, but it said, "Our pickles don't touch." Just as God intended.
Yeah, no, it wasn't official, but that is yeah.
But
This is Chick-fil-A, and they're very devout, and they're going to follow the church.
I love
okay.
Tumblr
Keep
with all
selling
my
me
heart.
Chicken.
And they have, they
I
have the
don't
right
care.
to be right.
Keep selling me
You
chicken.
keep mixing
right.
mayonnaise with that chicken
That's right.
batter, baby, and I'll keep giving you that bread.
Oh, let me tell you what. Jordan found a recipe online to make their chicken sandwiches, and it's pretty close. You know what the secret ingredient is?
What?
Pickle juice
Pickle juice.
in the batter.
Hey, yeah.
They put pickle
That's
juice
why
in
their
it.
pickles don't need to touch.
Yep. They put pickle juice in their batter, and there's also sugar involved. It's it's just
I'm sure there's
it's
sugar
a
in it,
crazy.
yeah.
That
But
chicken is too
she
good
actually
to not have sugar
she
in
made them was like. It's actually not bad.
Hey.
It's like I love me some Chick-fil-A. I love their breakfast.
You know that
man.
I think
Oh.
now that you're saying that, like, I might need to have a comparison test. So why don't you just tell Jordan to, like,
Next time or this weekend, he's like, I don't want to
make
wait.
it.
I don't want to wait that long. That could be a month from now.
We gotta
I
know.
want those Chick-fil-A sandwiches
Tell her to
tonight.
make it, and I'll
We
go to
gotta
Chick-fil-A
know.
and pick up some sandwiches, and then we'll come to your house and we'll have a little taste test.
I cannot stress the importance of this.
Yeah,
We gotta know.
I love Chick-fil-A.
It's for the public good.
Them big old fries, them old
Oh, those waffle fries, man.
Yeah,
Ooh.
man.
Polynesian sauce.
I love those breakfast burritos, man, with the chicken.
I
in
have
Yeah.
not had a breakfast
John.
burrito. Oh, here we
Do
go.
yourself a favor.
Right?
Choice.
Do yourself a favor.
I always get their chicken
is
biscuit
crucial.
and a package of honey, and I'll put that.
Yeah.
Man, that Whataburger, honey chicken,
Yeah,
Whata biscuit,
buddy,
Whata
it's a-
bitch
now that
and
we're
chicken.
talking about chicken, yes.
But but every time I go through there, I say I'm gonna get that, and I get that damn sausage, egg, and
But
cheese
hey,
on,
dude,
on a
listen,
cheddar. I'm just
listen,
like,
dude.
you were
the
doing
devil.
yourself a disservice, man. That
You really
Whata,
are, dude.
that Whata bitch and chicken
No,
is
no.
good.
Let
dude.
me tell you this.
What a bitch and
Hey,
Whata bitch and chicken. It's good.
I've had it multiple times. What I'm telling you is every time I go through there, I say I'm going to get chicken.
What he's telling you is he goes there like 5 more times
With
than
the
you do.
with
Oh,
no. What I'm
okay,
telling you
okay.
is I go there with the intention of eating a little healthier, and I don't. That's what I'm telling
Every
you.
time.
Every time. I'm going to get chicken.
You can't go to Whataburger to eat
I'm going to
healthier,
get chicken.
man.
No, I'm not. I'm going to get that sausage, egg, and cheese with all the cholesterol, and I'm even going to add the cheddar and jalapeno biscuit to it. That's the difference.
Dude, man. I don't know if you go to that one on McNeil.
I go to this one right here by my house. Hell
Yeah. Man, there's this awesome lady that works in the drive-thru, and I will never forget ordering a Whata catch sandwich.
She's like, why didn't you get an all-time
No,
favorite?
check this out. I love their Whata catch sandwiches. Something about the fish breading on there is magnificent. But anyway, through the speaker I hear, and this is a fish sandwich, okay? Through the speaker I hear, would you like cheese to make it even more delicious?
Well, she meant she wasn't reading a script.
No, not at all. Not at all. But it was fabulous. I will remember that for the rest of my life. I said no, thank you.
Croissant sandwich?
To make it even more delicious.
Is she the older Mexican lady?
Maybe.
Yeah, I know. We always she's so just
Maybe.
straightforward.
Yeah.
Welcome to Whataburger.
Yep.
Thank you for
Yes, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So just imagine her. Would you like fish to make it, or would you like cheese to make it even more delicious?
She's so sweet. Everybody's so
She's
nice
awesome.
at Whataburger.
She's
man.
awesome, but man, it was funny.
Now y'all gonna go get some Whataburger.
I love you, Raquel, deep in my heart.
And I love doing the podcast. And we have done the 13th episode, Lucky 13 in the books.
Ow, ow!
I know. You know, the first to reach 3 episodes. Brandon and Tyson here. The Kept going to be playing. Got a couple of shows lined up here. Let's see. We got possibly the new EP. What do you think? When do you think
man, dude,
we'll
have something else recorded pretty quick. The first one was 2 songs. We have many more. I mean, I feel pretty confident we're just going to put, lots of things out, and it's going to keep giving us reasons to keep telling people about what we're doing, which is also the cool thing about
fresh.
Yeah, about not doing it all at once. You can kind of spread it out.
You gotta stay fresh, man.
Keep them. We have to keep having reasons to spam our friends on Facebook.
Oh yeah, you got to.
You're not spamming as long as it's quality content. I know it's going to be quality content. That's all there is to it. The Kept, new album coming soon. Brandon Tyson, thank you. The Thrashman Chronicles in the books again.
Yes.
Yeah.